All right, the next feature we're going to talk about is visual effect presets. And we hope this eventually is going to grow into presets for a number of our different tools, but we're starting out with the visual effects. So if I come into the visual effects menu item, I see inside this bucket I've got all my visual effects. Most of these we've started to allow presets on. There's still some exceptions. Clip speed's one of them. We're working on things like that. But you can see I can go ahead and I can start to futz around with. I'm going to come around here and find some things that really lend themselves to visual effects that I like to play with. So I've got these fancy touch gestures here. And you know what? Yellow's a pretty good color sometimes. And other times you need some other color that's going to stand out against your content. So if you come in here, on the Mac side, we have this effect called color tint. You can do it with anything else, colorize, anything like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and drop this effect on one of these guys. And you can see there are some default settings here, and I can play around with and tweak these. And I happen to like to go in and do this right here. We'll go boom, and then we'll go boom, and we'll ratchet up our intensity. And yeah, I really like that color. So now the way presets work is when there's a preset available, you'll see this little plus sign over here. You go ahead and click that guy. And for now, we're just adding a new preset in here. Now, I've deliberately added a preset that looks pretty much like another preset I'd put in the visual effect bin. And that's to demonstrate to you that right now we don't have renaming. Can get a little confusing here. So one thing you can do to get yourself out of hot water is you can go ahead and restore the default effects, right? Okay, you can also do things like delete your effects. And let's say I had done this and I got a little bit too aggressive. Delete. And now I'm going to come back into restore default effects. Boom. Okay, color tint shows back up there. All right, so I've still got this applied. I'm going to go ahead and this time create a color tint again. And you can see it shows up over here. So I'm going to start reusing this guy on pretty much everything because I love that color. So you can see real nice, cool blue, neutron blue color here. Very techy. And I can even apply that color tint to call out text, right? So very versatile. Like I said, if you go through and you play around with a number of these, if we start to come into, for example, colorize, and we wanted to delete this effect off of here, apply the colorize effect, maybe choose a different color. Let's go back in and get something like blues. And we'll take that blue right there, play with the intensity till we get it just right, and then we're going to go ahead and choose the plus button there, and you can see I've now got a new colorize item here. And one of the things is it generates a little movie with the effect applied. That'll differentiate it from the defaults, right? So, and again, this isn't your cup of tea, you don't like it, just delete it. So we plan on trying to add this where it makes sense to as many visual effects and other tools. Behaviors, I know, is one we'd very much like to get to. Transitions, you may have setups that you want to keep around as a preset. You can already sort of do this, at least on the Mac side. This is being added on the Windows. You can sort of do this already. I'm going to go back into our default eView here. I'm going to drag out a box here, and I'm going to start mucking around with those callout properties. Hey, let's give this a different color. Let's go ahead and put an outline on it maybe. There, okay. And this button will change, but right now when you tap this guy, what happens is it sort of creates a preset for you right here underneath the annotations tab in the call-up bin. You'll start to see what are called user styles. The point is, this is just filtered right now to user styles. If we go back to all, it sort of gets lost, but you can get to it via user styles like that. So that is effect presets in a nutshell. Very much would like you to play around with this, get your feedback, tell us what you want, tell us what you're enjoying. Effect presets in Camtasia.